Alright guys, this is another trial clip of LostWolfLimited, podcast, vlog, whatever you want to call it. We're just trying it out, no camcorder yet. This is all being recorded on an iPhone 6S that a random person I don't know well gave to me at work because my phone was a piece of shit. Currently I'm in the car with somebody I noted or referenced earlier, my girlfriend Anna. She drives me everywhere because she's the shit. She's leaned over there. She's got to keep her eyes on the road so we don't die though, so you're not going to see her face as much as you're going to hear her voice. Got a little bit to talk about. I just threw a couple ideas down in my notes app and then I realized I can't look at that while I'm recording. Smart by me, but it's okay. I have a decent memory and it's pretty basic stuff. It's just kind of like outlined ideas to talk about. One thing that we're doing right now, the reason why we're in the car while we're recording, is we're driving to Atlanta. Anna, at least 3 nights a week, is kind enough to drive us around midnight up to this AA meeting that I need to go to in Atlanta. Because I'm trying to stay sober and be the man that she believes I can be, and the man that my mom raised me to be, and that I need to be for myself. When I'm not sober, I'm a jackass, a liar, and I'm just no good to anybody. Definitely not myself, most of all. If it gets too dark, that's just too bad, but that's why it's a trial clip. Anna, say hey.
Hey.
Alright, that's Anna. You won't be able to see her for most of this clip unless the phone falls and it like flashes her face. But I had something I wanted to ask you, Anna. I'm trying to remember it now.
No.
This is not the first time Anna's seen me in a sober state, but it's the first time she's seen me transition from being a loose cannon to actually consciously not drinking or doing drugs. So what I wanted to ask you is, what are some of the like major differences you've noticed about me over the past, I believe it's 52 days that I've been sober. So is there anything that really comes to mind, like specifically about a difference between drunk me and sober me?
There's a lot of stuff. It's all good things though. I feel like you're more creative. I feel like before all you wanted to do was just go out and hang out with your friends, party. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but
well, to the extent I was doing it, there was something wrong with it.
Everything's about balance, and I feel like you were unbalanced in a way.
To say the least, yeah.
And I'm trying to think of some other stuff. Definitely you're more creative.
I feel like I fart a lot more while I'm sober.
Shut up.
Am I wrong?
You always fart.
Well, that sucks. I was hoping that I didn't fart as much while I was drunk.
You are also more willing to do stuff with me.
Like hang out with you?
Hang out with me, whether it's just like going to Walmart at midnight to go pick out a $5 movie. I feel like you're just so much more willing. Like we never did any of that kind of stuff before. It's kind of like we're entering a new part of our relationship because we're doing completely different stuff. Even though we're still together, it's like our lives have changed. And I think it's changed for the better. Definitely for the better.
Like the other day, we've started this thing where arbitrarily, when we have a few hours, because she works even more than I do. I used to work a lot, but coming out of this last arrest and this stint of sobriety, I'm not working as much, just for the sake of my mental health. I like to work and make money and never rest unless I'm getting fucked up. And so now I've found a good balance, although I would like to work a little bit more, of working and relaxing. And you hear her say no because I'm I'm not good when I'm working all the time. I'm not good to myself. I'm not good to her. I'm not good to anybody. One thing I did want to tell y'all about is anybody watching that's not from the States or not from Georgia or specifically not from Atlanta, we get this beautiful view going in and out of Atlanta at night. Specifically, it's what makes it so beautiful is because late at night there's no traffic. So you're not worried about the idiots around you doing 150 because it's Atlanta. There's people like that everywhere. You're just cruising and you see the big city lights, and Atlanta's not like the biggest city, so it's not like a clusterfuck of buildings. It's just like almost like a huge forest of buildings. Concrete jungle, exactly. With, you see Grady Hospital and the West End, and there's and like the Capitol building with the Golden Dome, all of that, which I'm gonna edit in for y'all to see. I'm probably, since I still suck at editing, I'm probably just gonna have to edit in like a short clip at the end of the video. So that means you have to stick around and watch the rest of the video, or I guess you could just like use your fingers and fast forward to the end. But check out that beautiful late night Atlanta view. It'll be worth it if you're sentimental or just like cool city views like I do. Some other things I wanted to talk about. One of the things that got me into and interested in recording myself and ourselves is the things that we listen to and watch while we're together, while we're driving, taking these 45-minute hikes to Atlanta, are these cool podcasts that she's been into. For how long have you been listening to podcasts? When would you say you started?
Like years.
Right, and didn't you start, or at least you really got into them driving to and from Georgia Southern?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like a 4-hour drive?
Yeah.
And so she needed something more entertaining than a shitty hour-long playlist that would have to loop 4 times to distract her and keep her awake, because she'd be going at all hours of the night, all hours of the morning. She'd wake up after working with me till midnight at Grazing Here, this bar that I used to work at. She still does. And she would have to drive to make an 8 a.m. class. So she'd be leaving Pike County, where I used to live, at 5 o'clock in the morning on a few hours of sleep. So she got into podcasts, specifically like I prefer like watching the podcast as opposed to listening to them, but there's one we listen to called Crime Junkie that's really entertaining, and it's riveting. It gives you all the aspects of crimes past, and Lore is a good storytelling podcast that we listen to. We're still kind of just getting into that. I feel like there's a couple that we've really liked, and
that's my problem. I feel like if I like a certain podcast, I'll stick with it, and I don't want to hear anyone else's, but I feel like I need to get better about listening to some other people.
And that's also my problem. Right now, the only podcast I genuinely have any interest in is Impulsive and The Night Show. And Night Shift, that's it. Which obviously, since I can't even remember the name, I'm still not super into that one. But I like Mike Malak. And also, he used to be a drug addict, and he hints at it every now and then. I'm looking forward to reading his book that's coming out. But those podcasts, I just love listening to them and watching them, and they've kind of inspired me to do this. But I've been looking for something, hence the name Lost Wolf, to bide my time with and get interested, or at least to find interest in, because I've just been killing Netflix. I'm at the point where there's literally nothing that interests me on Netflix anymore. I've watched everything that I think is good, and so I just need something to do. I can't go play basketball like every hour of the day, but I can pull out a laptop, her laptop specifically, not mine, or my phone, and I can record myself talking about stupid shit like this, or I can edit the videos, I can look at feedback from people. Hopefully we get some of that. Right now, we're just throwing shit together, so I don't know if we're gonna have 4 viewers, 4,000 viewers. We don't know, but I'm not too worried about the viewers. I just want to like kind of work on the craft of like learning how to edit videos. With her degree that she graduated with, fashion merchandising.
Yeah.
Yes, she has Photoshop on her laptop, and she's kind of used or actually educated in Photoshop and how to use it. But I have no education after high school, and so everything that I do and know is self-taught or self-learned through the various ways I guess people learn things. So I'm really interested in learning something new, and this is also a craft. Like, even if I don't end up becoming a internet personality or a vlogger, I could take video editing into so many different avenues of business. Even like just doing it as a side gig, you know, or like maybe learn how to edit pictures or whatever. So something I'm interested in, and it's different. I've never done anything like it. I've always been creative. I talked about this in some of the other clips. I don't know if I'm gonna post those or not, but I've always been a creative. I used to like painting, but I sucked at it, so I stopped doing that. But the things that I'm really good at are writing stories and writing poetry. I used to want to be a rapper, so that's where like the poetry gig started. But I kind of outgrew the rapperness because I realized I was a white suburban like privileged kid without like any like real thugness to him. Kinda. But so like I don't want to be a gangster rapper, but I do love writing my thoughts down and expressing myself that way. Anna's read a lot of it. And it's something that I can only do when I'm sober. For some reason, when I relapsed this last time, I completely lost my ability to, you're gonna have to get over again, to write poetry, while I was like drinking and drugging. Like, I could not like express myself that way. It's like my body physically wouldn't let me. So it's nice to be able to do that again. I think in some future videos I might share some of my poetry. What do you think? Do you think that'd be cool?
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
We just passed the famous road work here on 85, which is always fucking going on, even though they're doing nothing at all. So that's what we were a little psyched out about. But it looks like we're getting pretty close to our destination. You learned a little bit more about me. You got to meet the beautiful
Babe,
Anna.
I'm gonna crash.
And I'd like to hear her input, and I hope to hear some more. And I guess we'll see you guys when I get a chance to record some shit again. Bye, wolves.
Bye.